And so the first thing you're going to notice is that this is not in a hospital. This is the final entry, if you will, of my video journals in which I describe my illness and disability and problems which resulted in me being in the hospital. The final conclusion, of course, was that I was discharged, but that's only the final conclusion of round one. I now have to be closely monitored for my blood coagulation levels over the next couple weeks, and then monitored moderately over the next months worth of time. So it's kind of an intense experience, and it's nowhere near the end point. Um, kind of the It's kind of the poetic. I love that image actually, of my face and my glasses. So tragic and poetic and all these different words melting together. Very base words, but lovely to talk about. How does it feel to be back here? Well, it does definitely feel liberating, but it also feels frustrating as I'm not able to use the space that I've been living in for over a year, almost a year and a half, in the same way that I was able to use it before, because my leg is still swollen. And though I'm much better at moving around now, especially I can limp without using crutches, at least for a short period of time before the pain becomes unbearable. And while I can go up and down stairs, although the pain becomes unbearable, uh, I'm not able to fluidly get around, and I need to elevate my leg often to get the blood flow from the leg coming back towards my heart and lungs. But I am here, and it's good to be home. Anything else I need to mention? I thank everyone for their support in not only checking out these videos are just kind of tangential, and while I appreciate you watching them, they are only one facet of many in which I've been trying to express myself and my problems and my status of health and life to people who are connected to me in some way. I thank the people on Twitter, and I thank the people that visited me physically while in the hospital. They all, of course, just received a very intimate and long email from me. And I thank the people that texted me and corresponded and communicated with me over GChat. That was all very endearing and encouraging, inspiring as I went through this kind of space of immobility and static decay. Seeing so much move around me and yet nothing move at the same time was very difficult for me to wrap my mind around and grasp and feel okay with. And as soon as I got outside and drove with my friend Aaron, who picked me up, the sense of 3 dimensions and 4 dimensions, the sense of depth and the sense of time, were probably the most awe-inspiring and astounding and paralyzing pieces of reality to deal with. I enjoyed them all. I enjoyed the colors and the movement and the sense of space and the sense of self. How everything was constant. It was so active, and so there's no longer all that space for reflection to myself. I enjoyed that space in the hospital for numerous reasons as well.